Hello, my friends. Today is June the 21st, and this is a psychic reading for you if this is your birth date. This is a 4 card pull to cover the year to follow, approximately 7 to 10 minutes long. I do psychic readings, I do healing work for the last 38 years. Check out my credits. I do internet readings as well as a lot of work from my office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is a 4 card pull. The first card is a lens card or a general energy card to look at the year through. The second is a challenge, particular challenge you might face under that birth date of June the 21st. The third is an action you can take to stay in balance. And the fourth is an understanding or synopsis or outcome card. So the general energy card or the lens card of the year is the siren. The siren says, like the sirens in Odysseus, the sirens, the sailors can't resist the sirens' call. And the sirens are singing their beautiful songs that are captivating and grasping and compelling one to go toward them. But the sailors know that if they go toward them, they might die, they might wreck, they might lose their lives. They would go to the bottom of the sea with the sirens. So they lash themselves to the boat in order to try to save themselves from the sirens' call. And that's what the siren is in our lives. It is those things or people or events that are calling to us, that are, have a lustiness, a sensuality, a charisma, a sacred calling, but yet, it's an arousing calling that compels us. And when we follow these sirens and we go down, down, down into the depths, the siren is really on a mission to make us look at something that is so deep in our soul that wounds us so much that we need to heal it and we need to let go of it. And it's a wake-up call. A siren is the wake-up call that says you must journey down into whatever is calling you to be wicked, is calling you to be insatiable, is calling you to be create wreckage of yourself and others along the way, is calling you to forget your sacred heart connections and only think about what pleases you, what gives to you, what obsesses you, what contracts you. So the siren is a needed call that many of us can't resist, and we have to go down with the siren to face ourselves, to face our souls, to do our healing work, and to come back, rejuvenated, refreshed. And that's what the siren is. What is calling you in this next year? What is really holding you in some way that you're either, that you're willing to go into some kind of pain that holds you. This is the particular challenge for June the 21st, the Tower card. And the Tower talks about some kind of foundation of belief that needs to crumble within you. And maybe this is an obsession. Maybe this is, the wreckage that you might feel sad about, crashing and burning. It's you falling from your physical tower? Are you falling from your mental tower and crashing to the ground? The tower can be all the way down to the physical body and the physical creations and relationships and businesses and marriages. The siren is calling you to go into some kind of pain that is making you crash your world around you. Maybe you don't think you're making you crash your world, but on some level, your world needs to crash in order for you to do the work to recreate a new foundation. The tower always says, you fall to the ground, but there's water there, and there's always a boat there that's ready to take you across the water and start a new life and build a new foundation of belief. But until the foundation of belief that holds you in some kind of wreckage, in some kind of uh, turmoil, insatiability, in some kind of self um, inflicting pain and inflicting pain upon others on some level, then um, then you've got to push through that and go and cry. That's what the water represents: crying, grieving, letting go of something you thought meant something to you that no longer works for you, that no longer serves you, that no longer gives you a good sense of yourself, but only feeds some kind of negative pattern within you. The sirens call us to look at our most pained places and most entrenched obsessions, and our most dark views, and our most physical obsessions that might hold us in some kind of pattern that needs to be broken on some level in order for us to heal our bodies, heal our minds, heal our emotions, heal our hearts, heal our souls, and rebuild with fresh perspectives, fresh work, fresh physical endeavors, fresh emotional endeavors, fresh heart centered endeavors, higher levels of thinking that build us up rather than tear us down or keep us locked in some kind of uh, pain and victimization and high vulnerability, and seeking great things to cover it up. In a lot of ways, those are the sirens, too. The more sugar we eat, that more that siren will keep calling to us to say, what sweetness are you avoiding in order to have sweetness in your life by eating me? What other sweetness could serve you better to take into your system than sugar, than alcohol, than these things that are sweet, that can really just kind of collapse around you and hold you if they're so strong, if they're so obsessive, if they're so contractive in your life. So the tower can be a lot of different levels, and the siren is calling you to say, you got to go through this. You don't really have a choice. You can't really lash yourself to the mast and not face this. This is something in your face, something maybe to your body. This is something in your consciousness that crashes around you. The tower can be just a ping on the head, a ping of recognition that says, oh, I get it. I can't think like that anymore. I can't do that anymore. I must stop this for the benefit of myself and the benefit of my soul and the benefit of the things and people that I really love, that I want to support. I can't do this just because this smaller part of myself fears so much, or is so attached so much that it can't let go. It has to let go. So here's the action you can take, squirrel. Like squirrel is about gathering what you need for the winter. I think the squirrel lesson is about, what are you gathering in your heart? And ultimately, this is about, what are you gathering in your heart? What are you gathering to prepare yourself for the next phase? You can always start anew from the tower, and then you have to realize, what do you really want to gather to you now? What are the best lessons? What are the best routes? What are the best paths that you can gather to you in your heart? But you have to cry. There's that tower again. You have to cry. You have to release the water. Have to be the siren and go into the water and release your pain through your grief. You have to cry so your heart is more open, so you can put more things of true value into your heart, so you can fill your heart with those things that will help you to get through any kind of chaos and turmoil that might come along. This might be one of the hardest lessons of your life that you go through, and when you go through one of those, don't you want to learn a lesson that supports you better? Don't you want to feed yourself things that don't ever take you back down to that depth of pain again? Don't you want to open yourself to a brighter light? So the squirrel says, all right, so what are you going to put into your heart? What really has meaning to you now? What really connects you to something beyond yourself? Maybe you recognized in your pain that you were wrecking other people's lives, and maybe you value your relationship, maybe you value your family, maybe you value now your own body, maybe you value now your relationships to others and your relationships to humanity in a bigger way? Can you feed those kind of things into your own body so that you can have your wings, so that you can have your light, so that you can be, a teacher and a healer and someone who rises, like a phoenix rises from the ashes? This is as deep and as powerful of a year in that sense as anything. You can rise from the ashes of what is burnt up this year. You can rise, go through the waters of grief, go through the turmoil of destruction, go through the analysis of what really now feeds your heart, and you can find your wings, you can find your power, you can find your voice, you can find your clarity, you can dance your song, you can live your life more authentically and truthfully and unattached to those obsessions, addictions, contractions, victimizations that might have held you in such a deep way that you weren't really alive. That you weren't really giving your whole and your all and your best. You were stuck in some kind of pain. So you have to forgive yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to open your heart. You have to let go of what caused the tower and take it as a lesson, but feed yourself anew. Start your new life. Start your new thinking. Open your heart in new ways. Put new things into your heart that really matter, and allow the siren to compel you to do the work that you need to do. Jump into the ocean and go swim to those sirens. It's not an easy journey, but it's the best one you can do.